Would you suffer in silence for 6 years to save the ones you love? This is the story of the Six Swans. A king who loved hunting got lost in the forest while chasing a deer. As night fell, he came upon a strange old woman who said she would show him the way out if he agreed to marry her beautiful daughter. Desperate, the king agreed. She guided him out, and soon he met her daughter, who was beautiful indeed, but cold and cunning. The king had 6 sons and 1 daughter from his first wife, and he feared the new queen would harm them. So he took them to a hidden castle deep in the forest, where no one could find them, and only he knew the way. But the queen, who was a witch, discovered their hiding place. She sewed 6 enchanted white shirts, and one day threw them over the boys, turning them into swans. They flew away, crying. When their sister, the king's daughter, learned what happened, she ran into the forest to search for her brothers. After wandering far, she found a small cottage and, to her joy, discovered that it belonged to the Swan brothers. They returned to human form only for 15 minutes each evening. They explained that the curse could be broken, but only if she remained silent for 6 whole years, and during that time sewed 6 shirts out of starwort, a painful, nettle-like plant. If she uttered a single word before finishing, they would remain swans forever. She vowed to save them. She found starwort, gathered it by moonlight, and began her work, never speaking. One day, a young king found her in the forest, intrigued by her silence and beauty. Though she never spoke, he felt drawn to her and eventually married her. But his mother, suspicious and jealous, hated the silent bride. When the queen gave birth to her first child, the old mother-in-law stole the baby and smeared the young queen's mouth with blood, accusing her of witchcraft. The king was horrified but couldn't bring himself to condemn her. The same thing happened after the second and third births, and each time she stayed silent, suffering in secret. At last, the people demanded she be burned at the stake. On the day of the execution, she had finished the 6 shirts, except for one, which still had no left sleeve. As she was being tied to the stake, 6 swans appeared overhead. She threw the shirts over them, and in a burst of light, the swans became princes once again, though the youngest retained 1 wing in place of his left arm. At that moment, the curse was broken. The princess finally spoke, declaring her innocence and revealing everything. The wicked mother-in-law was executed, the stolen babies were returned, and the family was reunited. The kingdom rejoiced, and they all lived happily ever after. Some fairy tales are about finding a prince. This one's about saving your family. This has been another nightly bedtime story. Sleep well and dream deep. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like, following, and sharing for future stories. Until our next journey, goodbye and